What's up guys, this is Cheapster here, back with another Cheapster review, and today what I'm going to be reviewing is working for Upwork. If you don't know what Upwork is, it's a freelance website where people can go to look for people to do jobs for them, or freelancers can go to actually find jobs and do freelance work. Most of what you find on Upwork is like graphic design or online services, just those kind of things that you can do remotely. That's usually what you're going to find. So what I tried to do was editing and a little bit of graphic design, some Photoshop and stuff like that. I have experience, so that's the kind of stuff I was looking to do. So I thought it was a really cool idea. I thought it would be really great to have some of these jobs, some of these freelance jobs to be able to do on the side and be able to work like that, maybe even become a full-time job where I'd be doing stuff. So I actually tried back in 2019. So about me in editing, I have over 10 years of experience. I also have a bachelor's degree in film, which was video and editing and stuff like that. And I have lots of experience in Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been using it for that whole 10 years. And before that, I was even using the cheaper Windows Movie Maker softwares and stuff. And I've just worked on just about every video you can think of. Music videos, workout videos, theater performances, feature-length films, just like everything there is out there I've had a little hand in. And I was really trying to find work that was flexible, where I could work at just any time of the day. I like to work at night sometimes too, so I was hoping to find stuff that I could kind of, get on and just do some work at night. And I just really wanted to find something that was flexible that I could do from anywhere. And this seemed like this was going to be a great option, where if I found some work, it would just be pretty much remote and I could work it from anywhere. So that would give me chances to be able to travel and do other things. So I was really excited about that. So it seemed like it would be a really good fit. So I went ahead and I made an account, which was a fairly simple process. And I actually made 2 accounts because I actually know accounting, and I wanted to do some online accounting for people if I could do that. So I went ahead and I made an account both for editing and for accounting. Turns out the accounting one didn't really do anything. I couldn't find much with that at all. Mostly just going to be talking about what it was like for the video editing stuff. So to start an account, all you had to do was fill in your experience and some details and kind of write like, it's a kind of like a resume for yourself that people could go look at to look at your profile and see, my college education, my years of experience, and all those kind of things. And then it gave me a pay range to ask and a pay range to expect for the type of experience and work I was doing. And it seemed like great pay because it looked like it was around like $30 to $60, which made sense because you have to have your own editing software. Premiere Pro is pretty expensive to pay for, and I had the whole suite where it was like, Photoshop and all those kind of things too, so I could do more work for people. And I have a lot of experience and an expensive degree, a bachelor's degree. And I thought finally this expensive piece of paper, this bachelor's degree I had, was finally going to pay off. And I thought, okay, I see why I paid so much for my degree now. I'm going to get $30 to $60 an hour. So the way the whole process works is basically you get jobs through what they call connects. And these connects are basically just a way that you can connect to the client. So it's something you pay that you can then send your proposal, which is like basically a resume, or get them to look at your profile. It usually costs between 2 to 4 connects to contact somebody about the job. From that point, if they decide that they want to interview you, they'll send you an interview request, and then you kind of go through more of a process through it. And they can send those interviews to multiple people. It's not just one person, so they can interview tons of people. And when I started back in 2019 with Upwork, you got 60 free connects a month, which was pretty awesome because that was around 15 to 30 jobs that you could get. Usually they were about 2 connects per job. So that was about 30 jobs a month that I could sign up for. So about 1 a day. So I started sending out some of those connects, but I noticed a problem right away as I was looking at jobs. I realized that the pay was not just low, it was very, very low. So one of the problems you had was the hourly pay rates usually weren't too bad, but what you had was a lot of people saying this is a fixed rate for this job. And when you think about, okay, how much is this job really going to take to do, how many hours, it could be below $5 an hour is what people were offering. But mixed in there was some really good jobs where they would pay decent amounts. So you really just had to filter through, which I think in any of these type of businesses where you're looking at freelance stuff like this, you kind of just had to filter out some of the garbage stuff and try to find things that are actually a good fit for your experience level to get paid. So after that, I spent a few weeks submitting proposals to jobs that seemed pretty decent, and it did take some time to send a proposal, because really every job you send a proposal to is kind of your sales pitch, trying to say your experience and how you could help them get their job done and why you deserve to be paid that amount. So it did take a little bit of time every time you wanted to send a proposal. It probably took about 5 to 10 minutes depending upon how much work you really wanted to put in. And they don't really want you to just send the same thing to every person. So really the way it seemed like to get jobs was where you had to mention the work that they were doing and kind of say what you've done in the past. So each one had to be kind of custom tailored to each job. So you couldn't just quickly throw in like a copy pasted thing that you sent to every person. So after probably 2 or 3 weeks, I quickly realized a big problem. No one responded. And when I say no one responded, I mean ever. Nobody responded. I would spend all this time working on these proposals and just get no response whatsoever. So I thought maybe my pay that I was requesting was too high and that's why people just wouldn't respond, because I also had 0 reviews because I obviously hadn't done a job yet. So I thought maybe I needed to cut my pay just to get in and get some 5-star reviews so that people would build trust and that I would actually get the work done for them. Now at this point, I was already asking for like a decently low pay because I knew I was starting out. So I just decided I would still cut my pay down 50%. So at this point, I was asking about $15 an hour for full service editing, which is a steal. But I figured that maybe I can just find some stuff, again, just trying to get some 5-star reviews so I can go ahead and get started. But the problem was at that point, I did this and did proposals, still no responses even at that price. So after a few months of trying at this point at that low rate, I even cut it down even lower to about $10 an hour, which is the bare minimum of what I'd be willing to expect to get some 5-star reviews, but just to get some of those 5-star reviews. So after about 80 proposals, I had one response from somebody at the $10 an hour rate, which their stuff that they were doing was not worth $10 an hour. It should have been worth a lot more, but I, again, just trying to get 5-star reviews. So they asked me to look at the style that they wanted to copy and stuff and see if I could do that. So I responded and assured them, yes, that's a style I've done before. I had some work that I could show them. I just had a few more questions about certain things. And I also assured them that my price was really low, not because my experience level was low, but just because I was trying to get some 5-star reviews because I was new to the Upwork platform. And I bet you can guess what happened here. No response. They never responded to me, and I never got to even hear more about that job. So at this point, I realized that a lot of the people who seemed to be posting jobs just didn't care about actually finding somebody. And I could see this because if the client was actually doing interviews, you could see on the page how many people they were interviewing. And a lot of times I would look back at jobs that I sent proposals to, and it would just say that they were interviewing nobody. So after about 6 months of trying to find a job on Upwork just to try to see if I could get some reviews and get started, I gave up on it because I just really wasn't getting anywhere. And it's kind of hard to do a review on it because I can't say like, oh yeah, I tried it and this is what the actual process of doing jobs was like. But it was so bad for me that I literally couldn't even get a job to even try. So I know what you're asking now. I did this back in 2019 and now it's 2020. So you might be wondering, has it gotten any better? And maybe it was just starting out platform and they've changed some things and now it's better. So I did check today just to see what some of the jobs were to see if it had gotten a little bit better. It's still awful. The pay is still awful from what I can see. I actually saw an editing job today that's asking for pretty extensive editing skills for a 10-minute video, and they were paying a $30 fixed rate. That would probably take me around 10 hours for anyone who's a pretty skilled editor. I would say what they were asking for would take around 10 hours. So that's $3 an hour for what should be about $60 an hour, based on what Upwork is saying that skill level should be paid, or $30 for about $600 of work. So not very good. And what's even worse about Upwork now is you don't get 60 free connects anymore. Now for a free account with them, they cost 15 cents per connect. So that's around 30 to 60 cents to submit a proposal for any job. Or you can do $15 a month to get 70 connects. But that means back when I did this, that would have cost me around $50 to not even get a single job. And regardless of the fact that I didn't even get a job and that now you have to pay for the connects and everything, I've searched to see what other reviews are of people who have actually been able to work, and it just sounds like most situations do not turn out well. That a lot of people, they just end up with clients that just make them bend to their every will, because a lot of times if you have these fixed price jobs, they can just say that they're not happy with something and that you need to keep going back and changing it, which could take so much time where you're not going to get paid anymore. So that means you could work a ton for the client to barely get paid anything in the end, and to top it all off, you could get a bad review, which could hurt your jobs in the future. So it seems like the platform is really laid out more for the client and not for the workers. Big surprise there. That's how a lot of these things are. And I try to take it out of my own just personal bias from what I experienced, because maybe there are certain other industries in Upwork where you can actually get paid better and it works better, but for editing it just seemed like it didn't work well at all. And you can always go ahead and create an account, create your own profile, and just check out what jobs are available, because you don't have to pay anything unless you want to actually submit a proposal. But personally for me, I would not recommend wasting your time, and especially not wasting your money on this, because I spent so much time kind of getting this all together and submitting proposals to people. That took a lot of work, searching through all these jobs and stuff. It just wasted a lot of my time. I honestly think it would be better just looking at like Facebook, because I know Facebook has kind of like a job section where you can search for things, and that's free, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything there. And honestly, you would think Upwork would be a better platform to find stuff, but I mean, honestly, since I didn't find anything, it might just be better just to stick with Facebook, or just make your own website. I know that costs more money and you might think it takes more time, but I would say it probably didn't. I could have made multiple websites in the amount of time I wasted trying to use Upwork. And it's unfortunate because I thought it sounded like a really great idea, because it seems like a great way for freelancers to get connected to clients, but it just doesn't work well apparently. Maybe there are other industries, like I said. If you find that you had a good experience with it, I'd love to hear in the comments, because maybe there's other parts of it that can work better than video editing. But for me, like I said, it just did not work well. But thank you for watching. I hope this saved you time, and especially hopefully this saved you money so that you didn't go waste money on Upwork if you were especially in the same industry. And if you like this video, go ahead and do the cheapest thing you can today. Go ahead and tap that like button, and also subscribe to my channel. I do videos all the time on entrepreneurship and saving money. But thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, stay cheap.
That's cheap. You still haven't subscribed? Oh my god, come on, what are you waiting for?